Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Oak Field, home of your Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Special thanks goes out to Two Works for You and Cox Radio, tonight's match sponsors.
Well, I'm here with Coach Irving. Coach, a special... Welcome back. I'm here with Coach David Irving. David, first of all, before we look at tonight's game, let's look back at Thursday. And you must have been delighted coming off with a 5-1 win at home.
Yeah, it was a great victory. At home we've struggled a little bit and huffed and puffed, but last couple of games, I think the third goal was 12.
A couple of goals each. I mean, it was a great win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Sammy's scored in the last 4 or 5 games, and we know about Christian. He's going to score his goals. He's been lucky in a couple of games, but he's there and he got his couple of goals. And we're a bit of a threat. We've got to keep it going. It's just the same old story. We did let a bad goal in again on Thursday night, which disappoints me. It should have been cleared. It's a straight ball, straight run, and we get muscled out of it a little bit. But we came back and we showed a lot of resilience and team spirit, and we got back into it.
Louisville tonight, then. How much do you know about the opposition?
Well, I know a little bit about them. Obviously, we played them earlier in the year. We lost 2-0. It was 1-0, and then they scored in stoppage time or whatever. We set off pretty well there. I think they're a different team than they were a few months ago, and so are we. And I think if we keep it tight at the back and don't give any silly goals, then I think we've got a heck of a chance. But we've got to win this game. I think if we win this game, we've got a good chance of making the playoffs. But if we lose it, then it's an uphill fight.
Have you talked about their striker, Mr. Fondy?
Well, yeah, we know about him. He's been around the league quite a while. He's done well of late. To score them goals, he's obviously a talent. We know about him, and he's had a heck of a season. But we've got to try to stop that, and But we've got to score machines too. So we're in a different place than we were when we played them in Louisville months ago.
If I offered you a point now, would you take it?
No, I want 3. Yeah, I really do. I'll take a point, but not really. I want 3 points, because if we get 3 points, it puts us in a heck of a position, because them teams below us might not be able to catch us. So we've got 1 home game left. So our season's coming to an end. We finished way before the other teams. We finished September 60 with Oklahoma on the Sunday. So it's important that we get 3 points tonight.
We know we're without Davron, so what are you going to do with the team lineup tonight?
Well, I'm going to bring in young Mason. Mason's going to go into centre back. Ryan Price is going to go to right back, and Stephen Miller's going to go to left back. And Adam Black's coming in for Luca. Just a few fresh there, called a different position change. So there's 2 fresh legs coming in there, and hopefully we can. But we've got we've got the bench. Dav we'll miss him, but I think the last game that we were here, he didn't play either, because he was problem with his injury and stuff. So we're a squad of players, and everybody that goes in there tends to contribute, and let's hope that continues tonight, and we put a good performance in and we get 3 points.
I'm putting in a good performance. I always say this to you, but this place rocks, doesn't it, when you're playing well? And they'll come back again tonight, won't they?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The fans, and it's difficult for our fans in the club, because we play 2 games in 3 days. It's difficult Thursday and Saturday, financially and everything. But hopefully we'll get a good crowd tonight, and we can pull out a win for them.
Thanks for your time. Starting lineups next. This is Tulsa Roughnecks Soccer.
All right, this next break that we're going to take. Between the pipes, University of North Carolina, former standout star Scott Goodwin gets the start here this evening. In the back for Louisville City, Brian Burke wearing number 2. Connor Shanowski wearing number 5. Sean Reynolds, 15. And number 20 on the night is Enrique Montano from San Jose State. In the midfield, Kadeem Dakers, Guy Abend, Nate Pollock, Kevin Cassette, and then finally rounding out the midfield tonight is number 4, Hayden Quinn. And up top, the man that the Roughnecks will keep an eye on the entire evening with 16 goals is Matt Fondy. Played 8 games with the Chicago Fire back in 2014 and has spent some time here in the league as well with the LA Blues and Riverhounds in 2011. Now for the Tulsa Roughnecks FC, led by head coach David Irving. Roughnecks will begin tonight in their standard 4-4-2 start. And Jake Feener gets the start one more time here this evening for the Roughnecks. This will be start number 10 for the man from Seattle U. Stephen Miller will start on the left side tonight due to Davrin being out because of the red card on Thursday night. The first start at left back for Stephen Miller. Mason Grimes back into the starting lineup centrally, along with Kyle Vinter wearing number 5. Ryan Price will shift to the outside and play right back tonight for the Roughnecks. Through the midfield, number 24, Brady Ballou. The holding midfielder is Chad Bond, the team captain. Henry Mabo wearing number 2, coming off his first goal as a Tulsa Roughneck on Thursday night. And Adam Black from Oklahoma City University wearing number 14. And the 2 strikers up top feature number 9, Sammy Ochoa, and number 20, Christian Mata. Sammy Ochoa comes into tonight with 8 goals and 2 assists, 18 total points. And his counterpart, lined up next to him, Christian Mata, who spent 1 year at the University of Tulsa in 12 starts this season, has 5 goals and 1 assist, give him 11 points total on the season, but 5 goals and 23 shots, and of those 23 shots, 11 have been on goal, and he has kind of been the difference maker for this offense. Kind of a pit bull-esque type player that gets in there and is not afraid to provide high pressure on the night, and you will have an opportunity to see that in full effect coming up this evening. Those are tonight's starting lineups from Vatterad College. Start forming your new career path today by visiting the Vatterad College's Tulsa campus and learn more about the auto, medical, and technology programs. Start the journey for a new career today by going to vatterad.edu. Jeremy Poplin and David Saunders with you. Andy Loride will not join us on the broadcast here this evening. It is a beautiful night in downtown Tulsa and an opportunity for you just to see the picturesque backdrop that we have here at 1-0 Field. We'll take this time out, and when we come back, we'll be set to go with the kickoff. This is Tulsa Roughnecks Soccer.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now honor America by removing our hats and standing at attention as Jennifer Phillips performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. On the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I think this is going to time out. I think. Hello, everyone, and welcome into beautiful downtown Tulsa at One Oak Field as we get set for your Tulsa Roughnecks as Louisville City FC is in town, and there's a shot of David Irving, the head coach for the Tulsa Roughnecks, with assistant coach Tom Taylor sitting next to him, Kobe Smith, the trainer, walking by, and Connor Jones assisting Kobe tonight on the bench. See Jake Feener, the starting goalkeeper for your Tulsa Roughnecks tonight. The 10th start of the season for Jake Feener in the net already from Seattle University. And what a turnaround that the Roughnecks have had since he has been inserted into the starting lineup here on this season. And the opponents tonight, James O'Connor, who is just named to the coach's 11 list here in the USL. And this is the second best team in the Eastern Conference, and they have visions of overtaking the Rochester Rhinos in the Eastern Conference. I am Jeremy Poplin, joined by David Saunders. And thank you very much for those of you tuning in across this great country, and also those of you who might be watching in Louisville as well, as we get set for kickoff here on an absolutely beautiful night in downtown Tulsa. The temperature at kickoff is 90 degrees. The official weather forecast for tonight's match is provided by the News on 6 meteorologist Travis Meyer. There's an early opportunity for the Roughnecks. The weather again for kickoff, 90 degrees. Well, that didn't take very long. Some pressure here early on from the Roughnecks in the early going. Can't even get the first billboard out of the way.
Well, good evening, everyone. Real excitement here for us in the commentary position and for anybody that's made it to One Oak, this is a massive game for the Roughnecks. We'll see just how far they've come this season against a Louisville team that score for fun and do not let many goals in. We've already had one opportunity, and I was going to say to you, Pop, that one of the things that obviously, well, two keys to me. We've got to keep Matt Fondy quiet. That's an obvious. But we've got to take our chances, especially early on, and get off to a great start here at One Oak.
Two of the best offenses inside the USL locking up here this evening. And it is great to have Louisville in town on the return trip. Had a great time in downtown Louisville the last time. Of course, that was early in the season. Made the trip over, and it was the 2-0 win for Louisville City FC. Ball that will trickle out over the byline.
David Irving going with his trusted 4-4-2. Ryan Price in at right back and Stephen Miller to left back. Obviously Davron suspended just for this game. Mason Grimes, a big night for him, alongside Carl Venter at the heart of the defence. And of course Jake Feener, who's done so well with the gloves on for the Roughnecks. 4-4-2, solid 4-4-2 from the Roughnecks.
And you mentioned Mason Grimes playing there in the middle across the back line. There hasn't been much duty from Mason Grimes since he returned from Guam on international duty. He's only played a couple of times. Here's Christian Mata linking up with Adam Black. Black inside the 18, sets up. Ball comes across off of one of the defenders, but Goodwin is there. No danger for Goodwin. And an easy play for him, the former standout at North Carolina. 4 straight ACC titles for Scott Goodwin.
Adam Black in the side. He was rested on Thursday, so we're led to believe Lucas Cordero drops to the bench, and Adam Black comes in on the left-hand side. That's a good balance for me, and he drove a ball in from the left-hand side. Came off the foot of Shanowski, the big number 5 at the heart of the defence, and as you said, Pop, an easy save for Goodwin. Good start for the Roughnecks this. 2.5 minutes gone. Good attacking sense to the game.
And we just had a good look at Stephen Miller there on the throw-in, him pushing forward, and the overlapping run to the outside. Ball on the foot of Miller. Miller plays it off of the defender, and this will be the first corner of the night for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Both of these teams right at the top of the list as far as corners. Louisville City FC at number 1 with 144 corners, and the Roughnecks at number 2 with 132 on corners. They will set the ball immediately, put in play by Chad Bond. Back post, far ball goes. Ochoa tries a wonderful attempt at the bicycle there inside the box, unable to make contact, and now the Roughnecks have to get back in a hurry, and it's Henry that gets there in front of Dakers.
Yeah, well done, Henry. He's pretty quick across the turf there, and he went to the left back spot. He just cleared the danger, but here come Louisville again.
Touch there you saw from Fondy. Played inside, looking for him. Settled inside the box. Danger opportunity here. Turns towards the byline. Plays it back in. And the assistance flag is up. It went out over the byline. And a goal kick now coming up for the Roughnecks.
There's only 3 players, Pop, are making the starting 11. Chad Bond, Mason Grimes and Ryan Price, who haven't found the net this season. So the goals have been spread around. And, of course, that great goal, the debut goal for Henry Mahibo on Thursday night. One of the 5 impressively scored by the Roughnecks. 5-1 winners over Real Monarchs. So the goals spread around. That doesn't matter who they come from tonight.
Adam Black cannot save that before it goes over the touchline. There's a look there at Brian Burke. 22nd start of the season for him, has played close to 1,800 minutes, and he has played 1,800 minutes by now that we're this far into the game. Early on in the 5th minute, here's a foul near the midfield stripe as Chad Bond picks himself up, and the Roughnecks now will set up with Kyle Venter here. Played last season. Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2. Venter there showing and giving instructions to Chad Bond. One big change in the lineup tonight for Louisville is Juan Guzman, who this is his first match of the season to not start. Dakers will send this ball forward, looking for a run deep through the middle of the field, unable to link up there. Good job by Kyle Venter to turn. Finds Chad Bond through the center of the field. Here's Henry, his first touch of the night. Easy ball back to Venter. Venter head up, looking down the sidelines into the channel for Adam Black. and the defender comes over to knock that one away from him, and a throw-in now for the Roughnecks in the offensive third.
Louisville set up with a 4-4-1-1 tonight. Nate Polak is just playing off the back of Matt Fondy. Fondy, the captain tonight for the Louisville team as well.
There's the holding forward there. Sammy does well just to shield off, always playing with the back to the goal, has such strength and power in that body. Brady Ballou fighting here, being harassed. Montano was all over him. Grimes couldn't win there. Bond comes over to challenge, and they will dump this one inside the box on the opposite end, and Feener comes out and has it. Jake Feener, so far this season, in his 10th start, has 43 saves, has a 79% save percentage, is 6-1-2 since he has been inserted into the lineup here in Tulsa. Ballou cuts back to the inside, looking there from Mata. That was a hot ball coming in high for Christian Mata, couldn't handle it. See there Grimes working, trying to get any advantage that he can against Fondy. I don't mind that foul at all because Mason knows he has to push up to not allow Fondy to get that first touch and be able to settle.
Do you know, Pop, you took the words right out of my mouth. I don't mind a foul like that either. We've got to get on top of that man, and he literally did get on top of him as well and fouled him in his own half. So I don't mind that. Grimes, we said, and Venter, they've got a big night ahead of them.
Here's Ballou. Easy ball back to Ryan Price. Pressure coming from behind. Price trying to link up with Ochoa, unable to do so. But now Ballou goes with a quick throw. Here's Sammy. Sammy plays this one back in towards the penalty area. Stephen Miller comes running on, puts it right at Goodwin, and a missed opportunity. Oh, you talk about a red carpet ball played across the backside of the box. Stephen Miller had a great opportunity, and now the Roughnecks have to be careful because Fondy comes on the opposite end, and finally they surround him to knock the ball away. Oh, Stephen Miller with a great opportunity in the early going.
Yeah, 7 minutes gone. Best opportunity for the Roughnecks by far. Ball played in behind the defence. Stephen Miller coming in on his right foot there and just didn't quite get enough on it. And in the end, an easy save for Goodwin. But a great start again from the Roughnecks playing in those throwback shirts tonight. All white kit tonight.
Well, and an even better ball from Sammy Ochoa. Just brilliant. Back inside the box. Sammy, not only 8 goals, but 2 assists on the season. It took Sammy Ochoa a while to start to heat up, and once he did, it has paid off in a big way for the Roughnecks. Here's Ballou cutting back towards the byline. Ball played in, knocked out of bounds, or excuse me, back to the outside onto the boot of Montano. Montano goes over the top. Fondy is there. Venter has to come over. Got a piece of it to knock it away, and Brian Price now will catch up with it early. Sends forward for Henry, so the Roughnecks survive here. And you can see a couple of quick opportunities on the counter. Another great ball from Ochoa, finds Ballou. Ballou now dribbling towards the arc. Leaves it off on the backside for Adam Black. Black is there, and Goodwin. Another big save here in the early going. That's 2 saves from Goodwin. This one comes in the 9th minute as Black put it directly on him.
Well, you might be able to tell us the stat in a minute of how many assists Brady Ballou has got, but he cut in from the right-hand side. Brilliantly played in by Sammy Ochoa, who made the run out to the right-hand side. There was Ballou dribbling inside. Perfect ball. A knife through butter. In behind the defence. Adam Black coming in and just didn't score.
4 assists on the night for Ballou. This one comes flying through. It's loose for a moment, and then Goodwin comes up with it. And the Roughnecks are turned away one more time. So 3 good opportunities, 2 outstanding here in the first 10 minutes.
Goodwin flapping at that one, and it just hit Sammy Ochoa, I think, and he couldn't quite see where it had landed. None of the defenders did either. So great pressure from the home side here.
Here's Venter to the touchline for Ryan Price. Price, plenty of space in front of him, thought about dribbling forward. Angle was cut down there for a brief moment. Chad Bond through the middle circle. Can't fit it in over the top, but Ochoa ends up with it in the midfield. Good ball then there from Sammy Ochoa, maybe a bit too heavy as Ballou could not get there in enough time. And this will be a goal kick. So a bit heavy there off the boot from Sammy, but right idea. And you can see Sammy is on top of his game here early, looking to distribute.
And the first ball that's gone over the top, that's gone slightly astray, Pop, there's been a few over the top. It's been a bit of a trait to this first 10 minutes that the Roughnecks are not afraid to play a long ball over the top of this mean defence. So 0-0 it is, 10 minutes gone. Good start from the home side, the Tulsa Roughnecks. And we should welcome in anybody from Louisville that's listening into our feed tonight. Pop?
There's Dakers working against Stephen Miller. Quick throw in from Stephen Miller. Yes, we will welcome in everyone from Louisville. Mata turns, good settle there in the middle of the field. Adam Black dumps for Chad Bond. Bond will play this one back further as Grimes will turn and retreat. Has it now.
Isn't it great to see a really good game of football being played out by two new franchise sides who've had success, two form teams coming into this, most corners in these two teams. It's a really great spectacle out there.
Of course, the Louisville fans gathered tonight against the Grain Brewery, watching tonight's game.
And it's a bit of a sort of tradition now, Pop, isn't it, that we put out there a Twitter handle. If you'd like to get in contact, tell us where you're listening to this feed from. At Dave Saunders 63 is one of those that you can use. We'd love to hear from you. We know there are people back in England and Wales listening in, and we've made a new friend, Pop, from Canada, who now Tulsa Roughnecks is their team. So we're getting pretty international.
There's Price. Little touch there from Ballou. Back to Price. Price clipped from behind. And this will be a card that is issued here in the early going. And that goes to Kevin Cossette, who picks up the yellow here in the 12th minute.
Talking of Canada, the Canadian quite rightly being shown the yellow card. I think Ryan Price was just in there. Ryan Price playing right back tonight. He's been playing centre back, so an important night for him. And as we've seen, Miller and Price not afraid to come forward down the wings with that solid four, the two midfield players for the Roughnecks and the two centre backs holding that four in the middle, which allows the backs to come through. Here's a dangerous free kick for the Roughnecks.
Adam Black, low ball, and the clearance out of the danger area from Pollock. Roughnecks gather back possession. Bond there looking for Ochoa. Unable to find him. And a goal kick now coming up for Goodwin.
Two boys up front, Ochoa and Mata, now beginning to know each other's games. They are absolutely on fire, Roughnecks fans, tonight. They have started this game so well.
Roughnecks have pretty much owned possession here in the early going in this contest. Here's Sean Reynolds. Reynolds thought about going to the outside, pushes the ball forward. Over the top as Fondy runs into the box. Stephen Miller has Matt draped over him. And Black cannot save before it goes over the touchline.
Well played, Stephen Miller. He played right back on Thursday night. He's gone to left back because of the suspension to Dav. And he did really well against Fondy there. Shut him out on that left-hand side.
Tight space in the passing. Across the goal, the ball sails. And this will be a throw in favor of Louisville.
I think it might be a corner, mightn't it?
Is it? They're going to mark corner?
Just going to see. You might be right, my friend.
Nope, no, they are going to mark corner.
Ryan Price just getting in there and making the tackle.
Here comes the service in. Sammy Ochoa back from up front. That's something else that we don't talk about enough with Sammy Ochoa. When he comes back to help, he is quite the presence in the air of owning some of those balls and has helped several times as far as clearance is concerned for Tulsa.
Often a good centre forward. He's good in the air, aren't they, in an attacking sense? But like you say, Pop, they become a very useful defender when you're defending that corner.
Feener easily has this one off of his line. He'll quickly roll it to the outside as the Roughnecks try to build up from the back here. Adam Black, and this long ball forward will trickle all the way back inside the box of Goodwin.
Jake Feener with that new haircut and a lime green kit tonight. We often see him in the pink, don't we? But he's in lime green tonight.
Good long ball from Quinn, finds Dakers. Dakers now turns, plays this one across the goal, into the box. Header clearance there from Ryan Price. To the outside edge is Brady Ballou. Long ball towards the corner, and Sammy's not going to be able to get there in enough time. as this one will be a throw-in from about the deepest place in the corner that you can throw it in. There's Sammy Ochoa you see on the YouTube feed.
But the front two, not afraid, Sammy Ochoa, to go left, go right. Mata does the same. They're a handful for any defence. They're up against a good defence tonight. We know that.
Montano, Ryan Price.
I think Ryan got away with a little shove in the back there, but Roughnecks will win a throw-in on the far side.
Boy, Burke tried to save it, and then he had to immediately hurdle over the sponsors. They're right on the edge of the field. Good shot of the bench there in the background on the YouTube feed. Nice turn inside the box. Mata, this one goes directly up in the air. Mata still trying to fight for it. Dakers cannot keep this one in bounds. Roughnecks will turn and try to go in a hurry. And they will hold off now. Thought that they might go with the quick throw in. Miller now looking. Chad Bond saves it. Mata now from the 18. Nice ball over the top of Mata to Chad Bond. Bond lets one go, and that one sails on the opposite side of the post. And the Roughnecks turned away one more time here in the 17th minute.
You don't often see Chad Bond in that position, do you? And
You do not.
He just he wanted to do what Henry did on Thursday night and get in the box, and he just came down onto his left foot. He's probably more favoured on his right foot. Maybe another time he might have pulled that back across, but a great effort just wide of the target. Well done, Chad Bond.
Mason had to get up in the air for that one. Dakers working against Henry, and Henry providing more bite there in the midfield, picks up a foul here.
Of course, Henry got the Roustabouts man of the match on Thursday. He had a great game. He scored his goal. Here he is again in the centre of the midfield. And so far, so good with Chad Bond. A good pairing there, and that's been one of the reasons for their success, Pop, isn't it? That they've got that solid two, in that midfield. Very important.
That was Burke that took the poor angle on the ball deep into the box. The Roughnecks now trying to provide pressure. Here's a foul.
Brady Ballou just trying to lever up on the shoulders of the defender there, but the referee said that he did it illegally. So we're underway again. It's a great game, this. I mean, it's 18 minutes coming up, have flown by. Great game of football we're seeing here tonight at One Oak.
There's a turn at midfield. Pollock that had it for a brief moment, taken away. Chad Bond now drops to Vinter. Vinter to Mason Grimes. Grimes step over. Played inside to Chad Bond. Has that one knocked away from him. Fondy now. Fondy leaves. And Henry continuing to fight, but thought that they might try to play advantage for a moment. But the minute the Roughnecks got a touch, that's when the whistle blew. And Fondy now grabbing towards that left ankle area. Maybe even a little bit higher, the high ankle. Hopefully that he will be okay. As you see there, Sammy coming over to pick Matt up.
Yeah, Mason Grimes a little bit late on the tackle there. This is a free kick left of centre. You'd say probably from our position, 25 yards out. So an opportunity here for Louisville.
This is Quinn. Quinn with a left-footed strike. And what an outstanding goal that comes in the 19th minute. And you talk about one of the best strikes that we've seen the entire season. That goal right there that comes from Aiden Quinn has put Louisville City FC in the lead here 1-0.
Sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say you've been beaten by a great strike. It was definitely a foul, obviously, for Mason Grimes, and there was only one player that was going to take it, Quinn. He came up, and if you watch Jake Fina, it was very clever from the free kick taker, because Fina was going to his right, and he looped it with his left foot right into the top corner to Fina's left. A fine goal just under the bar. A wonderful goal. You just have to hold your hands up, and the Roughnecks will have to come from behind again.
There are not many keepers in the world that are going to get to that one. And still with another opportunity. Ball played in over the top. The assistant's flag is up on the far side. Fondy guilty. And there's the stat that I was dreading. Louisville City FC undefeated when scoring at least, or the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but stats are there to be broken, Pop. Stats will be there to be broken.
Here's Grimes, Ochoa. Too strong from Sammy. And a throw-in coming up now for Louisville City FC. Montano drops this one back. Forward from Reynolds.
And really, you'd have to say, sign of a good side when really that was their first opportunity on goal, albeit from a free kick. But they've taken their opportunity, but back come the Roughnecks again.
Sammy Ochoa comes back to the outside to Brady Ballou. Build up now from the Roughnecks. Ball played in. Defender came back in front of Goodwin. To Chad Bond. Settles to Ballou. Ballou turns. Well, he got a piece of it with the left. That would have been world class from Brady Ballou.
Clever run from Brady Ballou there, just on the back of the defender, who couldn't obviously see his run, and he tried a spectacular, as you said, with his left foot. It just bobbled. There was a nasty bobble for Goodwin there as it went to him. It hit him in the chest there, just hitting a piece of turf here. But I'm loving the way Sammy Ochoa is working hard. And what he's doing, Pop, is he's coming off the defenders. And he's in that kind of hole, the number 10 hole, if you like. And he's picking up a lot of balls and setting a lot of attacks going for the Roughnecks.
Pollock had that shot deflected away. Back to Dakers. Overlapping run to the outside for Burke. Burke has it now. He'll set up. Plays the low ball in. And the touch there from Fondy goes by the wayside. 9-0-3. Or Louisville City FC when they score the first goal. Don't forget, all the USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
I remember going back to the old days, 1988. I was at Wembley to watch Arsenal play Liverpool, your team. Ian Rush, prolific goal scorer. And when Ian Rush scored, they never lost. Ian Rush scored the first goal. Arsenal won it 2-1. So their stats are to be broken, my friend. Sorry to bring that one up about your team losing.
Well, it won't be the first time. And I think most Liverpool supporters know that.
Important season for Liverpool.
Gigantic season.
Yeah, they've got off to a pretty good start, haven't they, with a 1-0 at Stoke. Talking of Stoke, there's a connection between James O'Connor and Orlando City and Stoke, because the current manager of Orlando City in the MLS is Inchy Heath, who used to play for them. Inchy is a nickname, because I think he's 5'0" or 5'1". Adrian Heath done a brilliant job, got Orlando City into the MLS, and of course, as you said, O'Connor played a lot of games for Orlando.
There's a good touch from Mata to Ballou. Ballou had pressure coming directly at him, couldn't get much on it as far as lift. Montano come out to challenge. Still a bit of possession here for Tulsa. Ryan Price. Ballou tried to let that one roll on. Here's Henry. Henry now to Bond. Bond has options on the outside, just couldn't slip the ball through. Miller was coming in on the run to the outside. Sammy almost broke free. Fondy comes back to retrieve before midfield. Turning to his right and plays this ball back. Ochoa will provide pressure here against Burke.
Well done, Mason Grimes again. Clearly he's got the job of marking Matt Fondy. Nobody would want to do that job, but Grimes has done pretty well so far, and he gave him a little nudge there, and Fondy played the ball way back into the right back spot for Louisville, for Brian Burkett to retreat. So Grimes has done a pretty good job so far.
Nike's a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Dakers there with pressure coming against Stephen Miller. Of course, Dakers played last season. Arizona United had 24 appearances, 3 goals for them.
Good crowd in again, Pop. I was noticing in the notes, so brilliantly prepared for us for every game. The 5th highest average among the USL teams. We're averaging 4,623. Another good crowd in here on Saturday night, downtown Tulsa.
While forward Grimes has to shield off as Pollock was running through. '26th minute. Louisville strikes first.
Great game, though. Great spectacle. I say it again, with two teams who are really going at it. It's a great sight. Great game of football.
Here's the native from Newport Beach. Off the throw-in, Feener has it.
That's what you want your keeper to do if you're a central defender. Hear your keeper shout. Keeper's ball from behind you. Up he goes. Gets the ball out of the air with those hands wrapped around it and punts the ball down the field.
Mata got a touch on it first. Comes back to Henry. Henry dumps to the outside of Ryan Price. Glutes on the touch from Brady Ballou. Cuts back to the inside, just outside of one of the players. Has that one knocked away from him. Here's Quinn. Dumps forward. Inside the center circle is Venter. Venter to Stephen Miller. Choa kind of stumbled for a brief minute, fell down, but Black cuts to the inside. This one goes gliding behind Brady Ballou as it was a kind of a looping run there that he cut towards the angle inside the 18.
Christian Mata there just having a little word with the referee, saying he thought he was bundled over off the ball there. I think the Louisville centre-backs have done pretty well with Christian Mata so far. They haven't allowed him anything. Sammy Ochoa has had more of the ball, but that's because Sammy Ochoa has been told to play off Christian Mata a little bit more, I'm sure, by David Irvin.
Black working against Burke. Dakers. Sent forward. Bond now turns over the top to Mata. This is where Mata's at his best. And we'll have a foul back from where Chad Bond released that ball as he was taken down from that point.
Another thing to point out in this game is that Brady Ballou, they're trying to get him one-on-one with Enrique Montano down the left-hand side. And the same is happening on the other side against Brian Burke with Adam Black. So good tactics from David Irvin.
Played in, there it is, and a goal! The Roughnecks! Oh, no, the assistant's flag is up. And this one will not count.
Pop, I'd love to see that one again. I don't know if we're going to get a replay, because I thought Stephen Miller came from behind the play. I have to say, when the ball was played, I felt he was in an onside position. I have to say that's a controversial call tonight in this game. I may stand corrected, and I will hold my hands up to the assistant referee, who may well have got it right, but in my opinion, when the ball was played, he ran from an onside position, which would mean the goal should have stood. But hey, who am I?
So we will mark down the 27th minute as the Roughnecks have that one pulled back from them.
Great header from Steve Miller. Great delivery from Chad Bond as well. But Louisville, to be fair to them, if they've held the line there, that's a strong tackle coming in on Miller.
That's the second time. 2 fouls in a row there from Dakers. And here's the replay that you were asking for on the YouTube feed, David Saunders. Here's Chad Bond off the service.
You see, I think when the ball's played there, I think he made his run perfectly. I think the goal should have stood. But alas, it is 1-0 to Louisville. There is a free kick, and it's almost an identical position.
That's Miller, who is right now looking at the left shin right underneath the guard. As a matter of fact, he pulled the sock down to show the official. That's Brooke Weiss, who is the referee here this evening.
He's been here before, hasn't he, Brooke Weiss, the referee? We've had him before in this at One Oak.
Here's Bond. Bond with Mata. Mata. And a goal kick coming up. We'll see on the replay whether Mata got a piece of it. He might have just got a bit. You can see there Mata with both hands on the back of the head.
One of those dreadful balls for a goalkeeper that kind of is played in. Everybody goes towards it. Their heads trying to flip it, you know, skimmed headers and so on, and the keeper's not sure whether to come or stay at home, and it just went past the left-hand post.
Ryan Price wins this ball in the air. Now Henry settled at midfield, brought down to the outside to Brian Burke. Burke to Dakers. Dakers turns, has Bond working on him. Good challenge coming over there by Stephen Miller. And a throw in for the Roughnecks.
Just coming back to the disallowed goal, having been a linesman and referee myself, obviously at a lot lower level than this, I sympathise with these officials. It's an incredibly difficult job. Being a linesman, you've got to watch when the ball's kicked and when the player runs. It's very, very difficult. And it was a very close decision. Let's put it like that.
There's a throw-in now coming up for Louisville City FC, leading 1-0 here in the 31st minute.
Yeah, well done, Mason Grimes again, keeping Fondy quiet there on the left-hand side.
Simple touch forward to Ballou. Ballou turns, faces up.
And there again was the Brady Ballou one-on-one with Montano, which I'm sure David Irving wants. Here's Fondy in a bit of space.
Fondy wins that one from Henry. He'll turn and go face up against Vinter. Dumps it to the outside to Dakers. Dakers now back to the opposite side, looking for Fondy. Had another player there in the box. Roughnecks clear, at least for the moment. Dakers tries to settle. Knocked down to the ground there. Play on, says the referee. Ochoa now from the far touchline, turning back towards midfield. Good ball there from Sammy Ochoa. Bond from Mata. Mata taken down there. And that's exactly what Mata was complaining about just a few moments ago, David Saunders.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened. If you remember that 3-1 defeat here to the Vancouver side, they were very, very physical with Christian Mata all night, and he came off. That was the game, I think it was, but then he came off with grazes on his rib cage and so on. He's been, he doesn't mind a physical fight in a game, but you know the referee's got to watch that kind of thing, hasn't he?
Here's the ball played in, knocked out. Grimes back to retrieve. Mason did as much as he could there. Henry back. Nice little move there from Henry to clear some space for himself. Ballou, long ball. Quinn knocks it down, and here comes the counter. This one too heavy and will roll into the 18. Feener has it quickly on the outlet pass to the outside.
Guy Abend there got in a good run there. He just went to the halfway line, onside, but the ball was just overhit, thankfully, from a Roughnecks perspective.
Guy Abend has quite the story for him. There was a great story in the Courier in Louisville. Coming back after 2 surgeries. Here's Fondy. A little shove there from Fondy. That's what Vinter was complaining about there towards the AR. Feener has it.
Just before that, I thought there was another foul on Christian Mata, but the referee said no.
Quinn turns and just fires this one downfield. Be a throw-in now for the Roughnecks as Price retrieves.
Really?
Yeah, just as soon as, sorry partner, just as soon as Abend got back, we were talking about his story on the season. Just as soon as he got back from his first surgery, he was training, and when he was doing some sprinting and trying to cut a little bit, he heard a pop, and that's when he knew right away that he had sustained the injury again. So he had to have the procedure again, and now we'll have a booking, and this is Dakers. Hey, that was coming from Dakers. That was the 3rd foul that was called on Kadeem Dakers, and finally the referee had enough here in the 34th minute, and we have the booking on the night for Dakers.
Yeah, I think probably about right. That was his 3rd foul. Chad Bond still talking to the referee. So almost identical for the 3rd time.
Ball in, backside, and a goal from Kyle Vinter. Kyle Vinter comes off the back line, and another great ball in from Chad Bond, and it was towards the back post, and Vinter finished to level things here in the 35th minute.
Well, who cares about the offside goal that was disallowed now from Stephen Miller? It was almost identical. Chad Bond drew the foul. Chad Bond picked himself up, drove a line drive in behind the defence. Kyle went to heads home. His 3rd goal of the season. One Oak comes alive. 1-1. What a game of football we have, Pop. What a game of football we have.
On the replay there on the YouTube. And again, Chad Bond just continues his brilliant service off of set pieces. How many times have we seen that so far this year from Chad? And one more time. Wow.
Well, I can tell you, because again, these brilliant statistics that are provided, Bond now has 8 assists. So 8 assists for Chad Bond, and I'm not surprised. He just drives a brilliant ball in, doesn't he? And he was part of that team goal the other night, and that was just the best ball. And Venter comes in. I'm sure they practice it in training, and Venter came and powerfully headed past Goodwin.
And Tulsa keeps creeping up the list as far as assists inside the league. They were 8th coming into tonight. A little bit too high for Ochoa. Burke gets tripped up. And we'll have a card issued here. This will be to Adam Black. So we've had 3 yellows already here in the first half for Adam Black on the season. That is his first card.
And Pop, while there's a slight break in play, it's brilliant that people get in contact with us. Jules says, watching the Tulsa v Louisville from Lexington, Kentucky. I hope I've got that right. Moved here from Tulsa 10 years ago, spending as much time watching the scenery as the game. Well, it's a beautiful scene here, but I have to say, Jules, I can't take my eyes off the game of football, but I know what you mean with those blocks away to our right. Pop and I are just so privileged to be here commentating on every game here at One Oak. So thanks for getting in contact. That's Jules, and I'm assuming, Jules, from that you are supporting the Roughnecks.
That's just unlucky there from Adam Black that ends up winning a corner now for Louisville. And that's funny, our first person to hit us up in a Louisville game is actually contacting us from Lexington. Dumps it back, played inside there. Grimes got a piece of it before it could get back to Feener. I don't think it was going to be any trouble for Jake. And then Grimes goes ahead and finishes it off over the touchline.
Pop, really important now. The next few minutes, well, there's going to be, 8 minutes to go to halftime. Really important that Tulsa do not concede now. We know the story so much here at One Oak, but the other night they conceded, and there's on offside.
And offsides.
Thankfully, but just a reminder of what Matt Fondy can do.
Always have to be aware.
Yeah, sign of a good goal scorer there. He's half a chance. He just went a yard too early. The assistant referee flag up straight away.
86 shots, and as you see, 16 goals, 3rd in the USL. Also has 5 assists on the season. And, of course, made famous on Wednesday night. I know this went around social media. Hashtag Matt Trick, as he had 4 goals against the Islanders.
So is a Matt Trick 4 goals then, is it?
Matt Trick is 4 goals.
But it's nothing to do
We'll
with...
get you on this American slang before too long, my friend.
So it's nothing to do with him being called Matt then? Is the point I'm trying to make.
Dakers turns, brings that one down out of the air, leaves back for Burke. Burke now pushes towards the corner.
Oh, good stretch, Stephen Miller there. Or was it Adam Black?
That was Black that got a touch on it. Miller comes away with it. And Miller will just dump this one out of bounds as Burke is still down. Now he's back up on both knees. He's more upset about the fact of a non-call. Well, just as soon as I thought he would be okay, he's hobbling quite a bit. And Burke has been a rock for them in the back so far this season. As we mentioned before, over 1,800 minutes played. Spent some time in Orlando City, LA Blues. Went on trial with Sporting KC in San Jose in 2012. And maybe one of the better PDL programs in the entire country at Kitsap Pumas. Tied for 3rd in the USL with assists and 1 goal in the season for Burke. Played at San Francisco University, did Brian Burke.
Roustabout's in good voice tonight. Behind the goal, which is... already seen a goal from Carl Venter to bring it back to 1-1. So they will cheer all night and sing all night in this very, very big game here at One Oak.
Here's almost a giveaway if the Roughnecks can get there in time. Henry does. Finds Chad Bond. Bond now has time. Finds Mata. Mata lets one go. This one just a little looping shot towards Goodwin. Goodwin bobbled it for a brief moment and has it. You can follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at Exclusive Giveaways.
Well, we talked about Matt Fondy being a good sign of a good goal scorer. I'll just come to you, Pop.
Louisville with a chance here. It's Cossett. Swing it back across to the opposite side. Burke off the give from Dakers. Good ball in from Dirk towards the penalty area. Cleared away. Still kept in play. Ochoa now. Towards the far touchline. Cuts back to the inside, then clipped there from behind.
That's the lad who's been booked.
That's Dakers one more time.
Yeah.
Sammy's grabbing the top of the right foot.
Just got to be careful, Dakers. Maybe one more foul like that, and he might be leaving the field.
Sammy will milk that one for everything that he can. You see the Metro Tulsa Soccer Club ball kids tonight. Goals tonight from Quinn in the 19th minute for Louisville. And then Kyle Venter in the 35th to level things here at One Oak Field.
Kyle Venter on the back stick again. Here he comes.
Here's Bond one more time. Boy, Goodwin comes out, punches that one away with both hands. Back out to Brady Ballou. The shot played in, and then the clearance back all the way across the midfield stripe.
I was just going to make the point a few minutes before about good goal scorers, and we talk about, you know, obviously Matt Fondy, but, you know, Christian Madder had a shot there, and that was his first shot of the game, and still alert. You know, just like a goalkeeper, you might not have much action. You've got to be alert. Great play from Madder, and he's working really hard up there with Sammy Ochoa against this mean defence. Another tweet come in, Pop, from David Kennedy, watching Louisville City FC versus Tulsa live from home with Brooke Kennedy, and thanking us for our coverage, which obviously we enjoy doing. So thank you very much for that, David. Dave Saunders 63, if you want to get in contact, at Dave Saunders 63. Sorry.
This ball forward, Mata trying to fight through defenders there. Referee's going to play on here. Don't forget, you can visit the USLsoccer.com website, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub. Here's Fondy, comes flying through. That one too far in front of him. Feener out to collect this one. By the way, one thing that we did not mention on Thursday night, we do need to say congratulations to Stephen Miller, who is the left back tonight for the Tulsa Roughnecks. First time he's starting at the left back position here at One Oak Field. As Ballou turns, faces with his head up, left-footed ball in. Ochoa is there. Can Ochoa settle? Still providing some high pressure here is Sammy. Sammy's going to end up winning this one away. Ball on his right foot, plays it towards the penalty area. It's Mata. Mata settles, trying to work against the defender. Well, he had a fight on his hands, and this will be a throw-in. And back to my point quickly before the throw-in, Stephen Miller was selected to the Patriot League 25th anniversary team. He played at Colgate, so congratulations to Stephen Miller. Here's a long throw from Ryan Price. Mata got the turn on it.
Well, Christian Madder again was being leaned on there. I don't think the referee's ever going to give him a foul there. But just before that, Sammy Ochoa dispossessing Montano there. That's what Sammy Ochoa gives you. He's a physical presence. Fairly won the ball, drove the ball in. Christian Madder just not able to get a clean shot on goal. But Madder is coming to life. And Ochoa, of course, has been right from the beginning. Referee's going to bring that one back, and Stephen Miller may get a talking to. And just adding to the comments you made about Stephen Miller, which other Tulsa Roughnecks player has played in more positions than him? I can't name one. Miller must have played in 4 or 5 different positions.
Speaking of Miller, here he is against Dakers. This will be a corner now for Louisville City FC, as their lead in corners will continue to build. Again, number 1 in all of USL coming into tonight, averaging almost 7 per game. As far as corners, we talked about the offense from both of these teams. I mean, just as far as shots, 1-2 in the league, Tulsa in the lead, then Louisville number 2, up there in points, goals per game as well. Here's the service on the corner. This one slides all the way through the box, goes behind Kyle Venter. Henry lets this one play out of bounds. There you see the shots, most in the USL from Tulsa at 329, second in the USL from Louisville City FC with 344 and 43 goals on the season. Now, of course, Tulsa has played more games than Louisville has. As we're in the 45th minute, we'll see exactly how much stoppage time we have coming up here in just 1 second. Can the Roughnecks make one push forward? 2 minutes has been shown. Adam Black with time. Finds Mata. That one just skipped over the top of Christian Mata's head.
Well, that's interesting because I thought Mata had gone too early and he was offside there. But as I say, I'm not in line. But that was another great opportunity. And Christian Mata really is doing so well in this game. I don't know if Louisville fans tuning into this broadcast, whether you would, have you seen two strikers like this? Ochoa and Mata coming at your defence like this. Maybe it's a different style that Louisville are having to contend with tonight. 1-1 it is. Great game, though.
Sammy has that one taken away there from Kadeem. Back to Feener. In the first matchup between these two teams way back in April, which was a 2-0 win for Louisville City FC, one of the final goals, and ball in over the top for Ballou. Ballou one-timer. Oh, Brady Ballou got in behind the defense here in stoppage time, and the ball came right to his right.
And Pop, if he'd driven that ball across, Christian Mata was unmarked inside the 6-yard box. Brady Ballou needed to drive that ball across. He needed to pull it back, and he went for glory. And Christian Mata would have had a tap in. But there we go. That's the way it goes sometimes. Maybe he was trying to do that. It just sliced off his foot.
Tried to test him on the near post, did Brady Ballou. Ball stopped in midfield. Quinn back to Dakers. Stephen Miller wins the ball in the air. Adam Black plays. Ball skyward inside the center circle now. Finally brought down. Back here to Reynolds. Reynolds to the outside. Shinosky. Forward for Fondy. Fondy working there.
There's going to be a goal kick. And Terry Rowe has got in contact. He's obviously a Louisville fan. Great call of the game. Thanks, guys. And he says, go Louisville City. Well, they're going. It's 1-1. It's a great game. And Robbie Melton has said, watching at Louisville City FC tonight from Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for the broadcast. Beautiful stream over YouTube. And again, it gives me a chance, my friend, to thank our production team here on the YouTube side of things. Brilliant, brilliant job they do every time we're at One Oak. Fantastic team, great guys to work with as well.
Bit of possession here for Tulsa. If Sammy can save it before it goes over the touchline, he cannot, and that will end the first half here at One Oak Field in downtown Tulsa. Live from the Bank of Oklahoma broadcast booth here in the city of Tulsa. Bank of Oklahoma is proud to support the return of outdoor professional soccer to the city of Tulsa. Jeremy Poplin and David Saunders with you, and we are level at 1 here at halftime between the Tulsa Roughnecks and Louisville City FC. There you see Quinn with the goal in the 19th minute, and then that was countered back in the 35th minute with the goal from Kyle Venter. And on the season, that was goal number 3 for Kyle Venter. There's a good look at Kyle as he walks off with Mac, one of the assistant coaches. And the goal in the 35th minute, and you hear the round of applause from these fans here at One Oak Field in downtown Tulsa. We will take a timeout here, and when we come back, we'll run down the first half stats for you, and we'll replay the goals that happened inside the first half. Jeremy Poplin, David Saunders, this is Tulsa Roughnecks Soccer on ESPN 1300, The Buzz.
Kirk. We got two good ones down here tonight. I got two roustabout members. I got Cody over here in the blue, and I got Taylor in the orange. And Bank of Oklahoma wants these guys to win some cash in tonight's Kick for Cash. They have 5 soccer balls. They got 30 seconds. Whoever scores the most goals in the shortest amount of time is going to win $50 cash, courtesy of the Bank of Oklahoma. Then they'll have a chance for an additional $100 or $200. Gentlemen, are you guys ready? All right, here we go. On your mark, get set, go! Go ahead, here we go. Cody's the first one off. It's a little wide. Taylor's a little wide on that one, too. Wide on number 2 for both of them. We're nothing right now. It's anyone's game. Anyone's game right now. And that one's off. That one's looking good. Cody's got one. Come on, Taylor. Keep going here. Cody's got 2. Taylor's got 1 over there. And Cody's got, let's see, number 2. No, he's got, how many we got over there? We still got none over here. Cody's got 2. Taylor, that last kick, let's see. He got that last one in, but Cody, you looks like you're going to be the winner tonight. Let's give it up for Cody right here. Cody, come over here with me, buddy. Come here, right here. Right over here, Cody. We're going to go right here. All right. Now the big question everyone in Roughnecks Nation wants to know. Do you want to go for an additional $200 for that little goal, or do we want to go for the big goal for only $100?
I'm going to go for little goal.
We're going to go for the little goal, Roughnecks Nation. Let's hear it for him. All right, he's already got $50, courtesy of the Bank of Oklahoma. Let's see if we can get another $200 right here. Roughnecks Nation, let's hear it for him here. All right, we got the goal set up. Cody, whenever you are ready, my man, here we go. And it's off, and it is wide, but that's all right. We still got $50, courtesy of the Bank of Oklahoma. Cody, congratulations. Taylor, great job out here, buddy. Roughnecks Nation, let's give it up for these 2 guys out here. They're working hard, having some fun, winning some money in the Bank of Oklahoma Kick for Cash.
Now check out the video board for these halftime stats. Visit the new USLsoccer.com. Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub. The Tulsa Roughnecks welcome all the groups attending tonight's match. Special welcome to Metro Tulsa Soccer Club. Thank you all for coming out this evening for Roughnecks Soccer.
That's right, Kirk. Now, before we get into that, though, I want to let you guys a reminder tonight. We want you guys to stick around after the match. Don't forget the Roughnecks players will be coming around and saying hello, signing autographs. It is awesome. Make sure that you guys stick around for that. Plus, we have a post-match fireworks show. Make sure you guys stick around. It is the best fireworks show in town, guaranteed. So make sure that you guys stick around after tonight's match for that autograph session, plus the post-match fireworks show. Then after that, like I said earlier, the fun does not stop. We're heading over to Lefty's for the official Roughnecks after party. Make sure you guys come on out and have some fun. $2.50 Modelo's and $4 Roughneck 83s, which is an awesome mixed drink in tribute to the Roughnecks back in 1983 during that Soccer Cup championship. Then the Roughnecks go on the road for a little bit. The Drillers come back in town. We have a 6-game homestand we want you guys to come out for. It starts on Tuesday evening, the 16th. We got a $2 Tuesday, a Bark in the Park, Thirsty Thursday, and then back-to-back fireworks shows that you guys do not want to miss. The Driller season's coming to a close here soon, so make sure you guys come out and have some fun here at One Oak Field and watching the Drillers next week. Then the Roughnecks come back in town for the last home match of the 2015 regular season. We want you guys to come out. Let's pack One Oak Field for that one. Oklahoma City Energy, our rivals, are coming back in town. And we talked about a big match tonight. That match is going to be huge. We want you guys to be here. Plus, we're going to have a post-match fireworks show after. So make sure you guys get your tickets for Sunday, September the 6th, as that last regular season home game right here at One Oak Field for your Roughnecks. All right, Roughnecks Nation, these guys played so hard during that first half. I know they're going to come out strong again. Let's cheer them on.
Now direct your attention to the video board for upcoming promotions here at One Oak Field. Attention Roughnecks season ticket holders. Early bird season ticket renewal has begun. To put a down payment on your 2016 season tickets, head to Guest Services and pay a minimum $75 deposit per seat. With your deposit, you'll receive $10 in One Oak Field bucks and a wristband to the Cadillac Club. Good for any remaining 2015 Roughnecks home match or 2016 home match. Get a head start on your 2016 season ticket plan tonight.
All right, welcome back as we get set to start the second half. There's a look at Kyle Vinter, former University of New Mexico product, who scored in the 35th minute here tonight to level things at 1. Also, Hayden Quinn, who scored the first goal tonight. Keep in mind, Louisville City FC is 9-0-3 on the year when they strike first. We'll see if that stat can be broken here this evening at One Oak Field in Tulsa. Thank you to those of you listening in on the YouTube feed, and also listening in on the radio side on ESPN 1300 The Buzz here in Tulsa. It's also the Fan Cave Game of the Week for the USL. Nice to see Kyle Kepner and Amanda, some of the roustabouts, taking part in the discussion as we are underway. As you see, the city of Tulsa is the backdrop of One Oak Field. Jeremy Poplin and David Saunders with you this evening.
Brave man or woman to predict this outcome of this game. Pot 1-1, and I think the whole 45 minutes will be on a knife edge. Two great sides really going at it tonight, desperate in different ways for their 3 points.
Here's Vinter that will dump back to Fiener. Roughnecks 4-1-0 in their last 5 home games. And what a run that both of these teams have been on here in the last several weeks. Roughnecks have only lost once since since June 27th. Here's Miller. The deflection came off of him, goes out to collect, sends this one forward for Mata, and Mata cannot settle. So a bit of opportunity for Louisville here. Good ball in over the top, links up with Dakers. Dakers has it, Vinter out to challenge, and a goal kick now for the Tulsa Roughnecks. As Oklahoma is playing over the PA system here in the background.
Yeah, for those of you listening in from Kentucky, Oklahoma being played out. Fiener's going to take a goal kick. It was interesting to me as well that James O'Connor, the coach of Louisville, was coming off the field having a little chat with the referee, clearly not happy about some of the first half decisions.
This is dangerous. Here's Fondy now, and Mason Grimes comes back to head that ball towards Fiener. Fiener had come off of his line as the ball in over the top, and that was Fondy working against Kyle Vinter. And the Roughnecks escaped danger here in the opening minutes of the second half.
You only need to give a good goal scorer one half chance and you could be in trouble, and that was nearly it. And in fact, the Roughnecks got away with it a little bit because there was a slight tug of the shirt there of Fondy, which just put him off. Or I'll take that back, not a tug of the shirt, but certainly a connection that slowed him down, as he would have been there. And a tap in as it looped over Fiener's head, but it remains 1-1.
We mentioned Tulsa only has one loss since June 27th, 6-1-2. The record in that span, 11 goals in the last 2 matches coming in. Add one more to that tonight. 12 goals in 3 games here at One Oak Field. And we will see what lies ahead here in the remainder of this contest. David Irving has talked about on a consistent basis how every game from here on out, since we went to Colorado last Wednesday night, or 2 weeks ago, that was the beginning of the stretch in which every game was a playoff game for the Tulsa Roughnecks, as this race on the west side of the table is going to be tight for the remainder of the season.
Certainly is. It's going to be a few more twists and turns, as we said. Portland away, Sacramento away, and then of course that massive local derby against OKC on, what is it, September the 6th, Pop. So, and then the regular season will be done, and then the Roughnecks, in my opinion, will be in that top 6.
There's Ochoa fighting against Reynolds. A goal kick now for Louisville City FC. You know, we had the stat earlier that when Louisville City scores first, they're 9-0-3. Well, I've got one to counter that. The Roughnecks are 7-1-0 when they score 2+, so they've had a lot of success when they score 2 goals in one game. Is the second one just waiting out there for this Roughnecks side. Dakers now from the touchline back towards the penalty area. Vinter steps in front to clear that one away. Here's a wild shot that comes up. Quinn decided to have a go from way outside. No immediate harm for Fiener and the Roughnecks.
Quinn from open play, you see, mile over the bar, but boy, what a free kick he struck in that first half. But the Roughnecks came back. Kyle Venter with his 3rd of the season, header at the far post, and 1-1 it is. And we've played just barely 5 minutes of this second half. David Irvin, I'm sure, will have given them a great team talk, and he'll be thinking about his substitutions in this second half at some stage.
Here's Ochoa. Knocked away from him. Dakers now over the top. Fondy. Fondy is going to have space. Gets to it. Cuts to the inside of Vinter. Vinter now trying to cut down the angle for Fondy. And good job there from Kyle Vinter. It trickled in between the legs, but just barely back to Feener. And that's another great play there from Kyle, who got beat initially, was able to get back, cut down the angle, and not allow Fondy any immediate danger towards Feener.
You would appreciate that as a central defender yourself, sir. The way that he ushered him out towards the right-hand side, and in the end, Fondy couldn't get a clean shot away. Well done, Kyle Venter.
Fondy would have already scored 5 goals if I was the central defender out there right now.
No, not as quick as you are.
One more chance there. Feener out.
And thanks to everybody getting in contact on Twitter at DaveSaunders63. We've heard from a lot of Louisville fans tonight. Are there any Roughnecks fans out there? I know most of them are here at One Oak, but if you're out there and you're listening because you're at work or whatever, get in contact with us. We'd love to read that out. And I'm sure Louisville fans will be impressed by this Roughnecks team. I don't know how they compare. Perhaps you can tweet me. How do the Roughnecks compare to some of your other opponents this season? Because they've really stood up to the task here tonight, and it's a game that I think, Pop, you'd have to say 1.5 times probably about fair. Maybe the Roughnecks edged the first half, you know, but 1-1 probably about fair.
Watch this challenge come sliding through right there from Chad Bond. I know Cossette kind of looked for a foul there, but boy, Bond just timed that one perfectly as he came sliding through.
Again, great words, my friend. He had to time it perfectly. If not, he would have been in the book.
Absolutely, and he cannot afford another card.
Louisville going a little bit more over the top, a bit more direct, it would seem, in this second half to try and find Fondy.
Bond connects with Adam Black. Black now dribble with the left foot, cuts to the inside there. Ochoa comes back to help, touches to the outside. Up comes Ryan Price. Links up there with Ballou. Ballou is now fighting there, trying to hold off against Montano, and they will drop back to Feener. Feener sends forward, cannot get it over the back line defense from Louisville. Tulsa, though, still holding on to possession. Here's Chad Bond. Cho with the pink boots touches back to Ryan Price. Cho a service, leaks out to the opposite side. Here's Miller. Miller now with Adam Black. Comes off of one of the defenders. Henry now. Henry turns, looks to the inside, has Chad Bond. A little touch there from Bond, trying to set up Mata. Mata tried to slide through in between 2 defenders, but good one there.
The little terrier tried to get between 2 purple shirts there, just couldn't get on the end of it. Good one, alert to the danger, good goalkeeping, and he punched it wide to the left-hand side, and that's in behind Ryan Price.
One more time, Fondy. Fondy cuts towards. Feeder comes off of his line, and Ryan Price got a touch on it. And fortunately for the Roughnecks, it was Chad Bond that was there towards the arc in the top of the 18, but still not out of danger yet. The pressure mounts. Dakers, and wildly, Dankers shakes that one off the right boot. And the Roughnecks will now have a goal kick.
Yeah, Feener did very, very well there. Alert to the danger again. Hasn't had a lot to do tonight. Had to pick the ball out of the net in the first half. Something he couldn't get near. No goalkeeper in the world could have got near it, but he did well there to foil the danger from Fondy, who wants to dearly add to his 16 goals. And he looks at the skies there, knowing that that was a golden opportunity for him. It remains 1-1, though.
Feener forward. Mata. Ballou tried to test Goodwin from outside. Goodwin has it. Don't forget, you can follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter. Proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Louisville has come out of the second half with a bit more possession here in the early going. And several opportunities early. That one too far out in front of Burke.
Do you know, this is, I know we've seen a lot of goals here, but this is a really good game of football, Pop, isn't it? It's 1-1, both sides going for it. Yes, there's been some physical challenges. Yes, you know, there's been a couple of yellow cards, but this has been a really good game of football and still is. And, it's one of these that you won't want to end unless, of course, the Roughnecks are 2-1 up and there's about 2 minutes to go. But it's a really good game of football.
Switching ball to the opposite side. Save there, back towards midfield, played centrally for Quinn. Cutting back to the inside now. Looking for Fondy. Ever present is Fondy up front. Grimes out to challenge. Fondy leaves the ball. Played in towards Jake Feener. A mild challenge there, but no worries for Jake Feener, as Pollock was the closest Louisville City player towards Jake Feener.
Mason Grimes doing a great job again, ushering Mr. Fondy towards the right-hand side there. Didn't give him much space. All Fondy could do was play it back. Then there was a ball looped in, and Jake Feener did the rest. Well done, Mason Grimes. Big night for him, we said, and he's done well so far.
Here's Ochoa, touch to Mata, back to Ochoa.
Well done, the front two again, combining really well. 1-2's a really dangerous weapon, as we know, in the game of football.
Miller pulls back, cuts to the inside. Christian Mata to Adam Black. Adam Black with the left foot. Has that one knocked away.
Adam Black in the side again. His parents listening in from Liverpool, I'm assuming, getting contact with us, guys. It's I'm looking at my watch, coming up to 3 in the morning, but they listen to all the games, and Chad Bond's parents in Wales as well, so very early morning for them, but they don't want to miss it. We don't want to miss a minute here, Pop. You cannot take your eyes off this game, can you?
You cannot, and you can ask Adam Black's parents, because they stay up till typically 3 in the morning to finish watching some of Adam's games. Here's an opportunity for Louisville that just slips by the far post, and that shot coming up from Cossette. Kevin almost was able to put Louisville back in front from the academy in Montreal. See on the replay here, just a simple touch there from Fondy.
Yeah, good strike. Didn't have the bend on it, so it just kept on going a good 3 yards wide in the end. But one of those heart in the mouth times for Roughnecks fans. There's a push in the back from Kyle Ventus, so a little bit more pressure for the Roughnecks to soak up here.
That was Venter that was climbing the ladder there against Pollock. Pollock played in Oklahoma City last season. Had 6 appearances. 2012 4th-round draft pick by Red Bulls. Spent some time in Minnesota as well. Has 1 goal on the season. We have talked many a times about just the difference that Jake Feener has made for the Roughnecks so far in the net. Feener has allowed 11 goals in his 10 appearances. We were joking on the road with Jake Feener last week that it's finally nice to have, 3 games in a row where Feener has not had to go up against a PK. It seemed like several games in a row Jake Feener was seeing a penalty kick. There's contact. Miller.
I think the lads made a little bit of a meal of it. I think he was caught, to be honest. Referee just having a word with Adam Black there. Stephen Miller's retreated some 25 yards away from the referee, but I think, it's one of those where they clashed. I think the lad's okay, and he fell to the ground, but Stephen Miller's an honest player, and I don't think there was any elbows or flailing arms there. Get on with it, says the referee, and away we go. And here's Goodwin with the free kick.
Oklahoma City Energy have taken the 1-0 lead against the Real Monarchs. There's a goal in the 74th minute from Kyle Gregg. So down the turnpike, Oklahoma City continues their push towards the top of the table in the West.
Yeah, come on, Real. Need an equaliser there, and then a winner in the last minute would be nice. And then, of course, we want Arizona to do the job over Orange County.
Brady Ballou To the opposite side, almost from Adam Black.
Brady Ballou looping a little chip towards the far post, and Adam Black sliding in there and hit it rather across the goal rather than into the goal, as there's a substitution that we'll tell you about in a minute for Louisville. And then Brady Ballou sprinting towards the left back just to close him down, and it's a throw into Louisville.
So we'll have 2 subs now.
I think McCabe has come on, hasn't he? Niall McCabe.
So a Bend is out. And Guzman, who this was his first time to not start this season. So Niall McCabe. And for Louisville City, clearance there from the middle of the box. A throw in now coming up for Tulsa.
You're right, I said Niall. It's Niall McCabe, a lad from Dublin in Ireland. His manager also from the same place, Dublin in Ireland. Beautiful place. Been there myself. No Irishman in the Roughneck side tonight. Davern, he'll be back after this 1-match suspension for the Portland Timbers game. Which, Pop, you will be bringing us the commentary. Is it Friday or Saturday?
It will be on Saturday.
A week today.
Hop the Bird next Friday. Cutting to the inside here. It's Fondy.
And we thank you in advance. That's me and all the other Roughnecks fans who will be here listening into you. 1300 The Buzz for that Portland Timbers 2 game.
Gainer sends it forward. Here's Miller.
I'm assuming we'll all have to stay up late as well, Pop, because it will be,
we will.
9:30 kickoff here, will it?
We will.
It's either 9 or 9:30, isn't it?
Mata settles. Working there against Burke. Throw in for the Roughnecks. Don't forget Admiral's the official sportswear provider of the Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Look for official Admiral products at One Oak Field.
Again, we say a nervy time for both sets of supporters here. Rough roustabouts here, still singing and jumping around. Here's the long throw from Miller. And they've got themselves a corner. Great pressure from the Roughnecks here. And Adam Black will go across there with Chad Bond. This will be one of those when the Englishman will place the ball down and the Welshman will drive it in with that trusty right foot. And the Roughnecks have got the big guns up from the back.
Black will set. Here's Bond towards the front post. Headed away. Dakers keeps it in. Ballou is back, has an overlapping run to the outside, and that one's going to be too heavy, even though I thought, though, if he would have continued on his run, Guzman, he could have gotten to that ball before it hit the byline. You can follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. That was a bit strange there from the sub that just made his first appearance.
Sweaty palms time from me, because that was suddenly 3-on-2 in favour of the Louisville.
In a hurry, it was 3-on-2.
Yeah, showing the good conditioning of Louisville, but he chose the wrong option, basically, didn't he? Thankfully, from a Roughnecks point of view, 1-1 it remains, 63 minutes gone.
Adam cannot save towards the midfield stripe. Tried to bring that one down with the chest.
David Irwin normally around this time starts to look maybe to bring some fresh legs on. I wouldn't have thought it'll be for a little while in this tight 1-1 game. Maybe, I mean, he waited the other night, Pop, didn't he, until they scored the third goal, and then the fourth came pretty quickly. So a lot of subs came on then, but you just wonder whether the likes of Kidd would come on up against this defence as they tire, but probably I would suggest not for another 10 minutes. I think David Irwin would leave it as it is. 4-4-2, solid 4-4-2 against Louisville tonight.
I might go a bit against you here, partner. I'm going to say that Irving's going to pull the trigger before we get to the 70th minute.
Okay.
By the way, the Roughnecks, you brought this up earlier, playing in their throwback kits tonight. The 1978 version of the Tulsa Roughnecks kits.
LA Galaxy have pulled a goal back against Austin. Austin 2, LA Galaxy 2-1. And still, as you said, my friend, Oklahoma City nearly over the line down there. They're playing injury time at the end of the game, still 1-0 up against the Real Monarchs.
On the front of the Roughnecks kits tonight is Modelo, the official jersey sponsor of the Roughnecks kits. You can look for the Modelo Especial logo on the front of the players' jerseys and ask for Modelo on your next trip to the One Oak Field concession stands.
And
After tonight, just one game remaining here at One Oak. Here's Bond's ball. Challenge there. In the middle of the field, I think that was Miller that got up in front of Goodwin. Goodwin comes away with it. Quickly downfield to Dakers.
You know what, if we win this tonight as well, I might even put my hand in my pocket for the first time this season and buy you a Modelo.
I will take you up on that, kind sir.
Well, it will never happen again. Yeah, it's one of those nights when it's going to be nip and tuck all the way to the end. 1-1 it is, on a knife edge, as we say, don't we? Both teams content to knock the ball around. It's going to take something special, maybe, to win this game.
This will be the first sub for Tulsa.
You're right, my friend. I stand corrected. 66 minutes. Adam Black.
This will be Adam Black, and we get to see Luca Cordero. So Luca coming off of the goal on Thursday evening. Cordero has 4 goals on the season and 4 assists. Adam Black's night is over.
Adam Black, as he always does, works hard, gets a handshake from Tom Taylor and David Irvin over there. Worked hard, the lad from Liverpool, and didn't quite get as much of the ball maybe as he wanted. Referee saying there's a free kick there against Carl Venter. Oh no, excuse me.
That was Mason that came up to challenge Fondy.
Yeah, and Fondy was the one that caused
They're
the
going to
foul.
give this in favor, yes,
Yeah.
of Tulsa.
Yeah.
Fondy was surprised by that. Luca, who just came on, of course, played his college soccer here in Oklahoma up in Bartlesville at Wesleyan. Native of Brazil.
Scored a fine header the other night, didn't he? Unmarked.
Actually graduated earlier this season. Here's an offsides. The ball is in the back of the net, but the flag is up.
And the Louisville players are saying that Mata put that in with his hand, and therefore the referee should be reaching for his pocket. Referee presumably didn't see that. We don't know because we haven't seen the replay. I remember a very famous goal scored by one Diego Maradona, which I don't want to talk about anymore.
That ball is out over the touchline.
The hand of
McCabe
God
could
goal.
save it, yes, absolutely.
I remember Peter Shilton, the England goalkeeper, running to the referee and linesman and saying that was a hand, and they were having none of it. So I don't know if he did use his hand there. I didn't get to see the replay. Cordero, by the way, a straight swap for Black, so still it's 4-4-2. We always say that with a smile on our face with David Irvin, but he has stuck pretty much to a 4-4-2 tonight. That's
Venter
good defending.
uses the chest back to Feener. Saw the replay here on the Mata offsides that you were just talking about, and maybe from the angle that Louisville was at, it looked like that he used his hand, but it clearly came off of his head. Cordero with the first touch, turns, just magic on the ball is Lucas Cordero. Created dribbling in those tight spaces, creates space for himself. Maybe one of the best skill-wise that we've seen on the Roughnecks, and here will come another sub for Louisville.
And Pop, while you work that one out, I'm just going to say a couple of tweets in favour of the Tulsa Roughnecks. Mary Gilbreth, who is Eli's mother, she has flown over to England, still watching every Roughnecks game, but now from Roehampton, know it well, in Greater London, 3 a.m. She's put in brackets, go Tulsa. And then Megan McMahon says Adam Black's parents, Anne and Jim, say good game, and they are indeed watching. Ha ha, she says. And again, to you guys, well done, because I look at my watch and we are just after 3 in the morning English time. So well done to you. Adam's worked hard tonight, just been substituted, 1-1. But everybody who I've just read out wanting 3 points for the Roughnecks, of course.
Here's the subs for Louisville. Pollock out along with Dakers. And in their place for Pollock is Illich. And then Rasmussen, who has checked in tonight for Dakers.
Rasmussen scored 7 goals this
He
season,
has.
Pop, so a danger.
Towards the back post, just slips by. Well, mischanced here in the 71st for Tulsa.
I may be wrong, but I thought that was Luca Cordero. We'll get a replay, and it skimmed off his head. Maybe it's Cordero. But to whoever it was just wide of the post. We were right in line with it. 1-1 it remains.
Vinter from Mata. Mata settles, turns, fires towards the corner. Ballou full head of steam back towards Goodwin, and Goodwin just has to play this one.
And well done to Brady Ballou. He was like a hair out of the trap, sir, and he was really going straight towards the keeper, and all the keeper Goodwin could do was whack it out of play. Good pressure from Brady Ballou.
You talked about Magnus coming on for Louisville City. They only have won once when Fondy or Rasmussen does not score. So only one win when those two gentlemen do not score for Louisville City FC. Henry touches. Well, that ball just could not find its way through there for Brady Ballou. Still though, Tulsa with possession, holding on to it here. Ballou settles. Challenge there immediately as soon as he was able to settle there at the middle of the field. Here comes Louisville up towards midfield stripe. Ball played in. Bond has to come back to help. This is Burke.
This is where the Roughnecks have to be very careful when they go for that winner, being the home side. And they were under a little bit of pressure there, but it all settles down with a free kick.
A foul is on Magnus. Played in the Danish second division. As you mentioned, 7 goals, also 3 assists for Magnus on the season.
Mason Grimes, who was fouled there, has had a fantastic game tonight. He really has. He's worked hard. Still got another 18 minutes to go, and I'll be applauding him off if they don't concede another goal tonight. But the Roughnecks, if it was a boxing match, you would say they were slightly ahead now on points, in my opinion.
Here's Mason's free kick. Ochoa now back to the goal. Really limited options there for Sammy.
He works so hard though, doesn't he? James O'Connor with a neat little header showing that he's still got it.
And I believe, partner, that this might be the last time that we see Mason Grimes unless Tulsa qualifies for the playoffs, because I believe Mason Grimes will go back on international duty with Guam after tonight's performance. Still work to be done though. Fondy cuts towards the byline, slides it across. Oh, a touch there from Miller. Dangerous and lucky that Louisville City did not have anyone sliding through back towards that side, because that would have been a golden opportunity.
Good touch from Miller, but just for a moment you felt he was just going to pass it straight to a striker, but he didn't, and the Roughnecks got away with it. Good play from Matt Fondy again.
Makes your heart skip a beat when you saw that ball come off that way.
Yeah.
And still not out of danger. Fondy one more time, cutting back in, and Mason Grimes doing and putting in hard work this evening against Fondy. USLsoccer.com. Get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub at USLsoccer.com.
Louisville just starting to have a little bit more possession of the football here with 74 minutes gone.
Long ball from the back line played in. Vinter essentially just run over from behind.
It's been, do you know what? There's been a few physical challenges tonight, but basically there's a lot of respect from these players for each other, and I think it's been played in a good spirit. And Carl Venter there and the lad who came on as a sub, Illich, yeah, just patting each other on the head there. They finished up on the floor, but good battle.
Illich, by the way, was the D2 Player of the Year in 2014 from Young Harris College. Finished his college days with the record for most points
Again, Mason Grimes in there before Fondy, and that's a great challenge from Chad Bond.
Bond has been on top of his game tonight, and a good ball as well, but give credit to the defender, Montano, to see that immediately, recognize where Chad was going with that ball.
Be great, though, if we can get Brady Ballou one-on-one. Here he is again. It's just overhit that one, but if we can get him on one-on-one with Montano, that'll be what you want in the game of football. Wingers up against a defender one-on-one, no doubling up.
Of course, the Roughnecks have had to make some changes tonight, have had to make some changes. If you're just joining us, here Ledavern, who picked up 2 yellow cards on Thursday night, normally the left back for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Obviously not eligible this evening, so they've had to shift some things across the back 4, but an opportunity here. Cordero now with fires at Goodwin, and Goodwin gets a piece of it. Still in play, to goal! Tulsa has scored, and they've taken the lead, and it's Christian Mata one more time here in the 76th minute. Christian Mata from Union High School right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Wonderful, wonderful night here. 76 minutes gone, 14 minutes left, and the Roughnecks have the lead, 2-1. A wonderful goal. They would not give it up. The ball was played in, and at the far post there, the ball was headed back across goal. We're just watching the replay, and there was Christian Mata, central, just 3 yards out. He isn't going to miss from there. He heads home his 6th of the season. And One Oak comes alive. It's been alive all night, but now with 14 minutes to go, the Roughnecks lead Louisville by 2-1.
Well, Christian Mata one more time, number 6 on the season for Christian Mata, and the Roughnecks have to be careful here that they do not concede one directly after they score. But Mata has been on fire since he has been signed here in Tulsa back at the midway point of the season. Again, keep in mind, only the 12th appearance on the year for Christian Mata, and already 6 goals. Well, that's going to be a tight competition back and forth between him and Sammy.
He looks a seasoned striker, and what is he, 19 years old, is he, Pop?
He is a youngster. Good cleanup there from Chad Bond to not allow the break there from Louisville City FC.
Really important now, a really important 13 minutes. We're on a very small number on the clock for the injury time, but they've got to defend. Louisville are still a very, very good side. Let's not forget that. All the talk has been about Matt Fondy. We just hope that we can keep him quiet for the next 13 minutes, and we can be talking about Christian Mata, who's a pretty good striker up there, and another good one is Sammy Ochoa. They have worked so hard, and they want desperately this 3 points.
So Tulsa 7-1-0 when they score 2+ goals so far this season in USL. Leading now as we are in the 79th minute.
Difficult job for David Irvin now. Does he make another change, or does he keep it exactly as it is? Some of those players are going to be tired out there. They've had 2 games in 48 hours. There are other options, of course, on the bench.
Well, Illick was showing there. Now Burke has it. Illick's kind of posted up in between triangle of defenders there from the Roughnecks. Here's Guzman. Guzman now towards the opposite side. Not enough to go over the top on Ryan Price. Out to Brady Ballou. Ballou will dump towards the corner. Ochoa with a full head of steam running here. Will continue pressure on against Goodwin. Goodwin clears up past midfield.
I'm telling you, that goal has given more energy to the Roughneck players. Mata and Ochoa are running around in the 79th minute, sprinting at defenders as though it's the first few minutes of the game. Tremendous work rate from everybody, but particularly from those 2 up front.
Berg plays back to Guzman. Settled there, turns, fires, and a goal from Illick. Just like that, Louisville City FC with the equalizer here in the 80th minute. And it comes from Illick, who just checked in for Louisville City FC. Or excuse me, that's McCabe. That's Neal McCabe. Also a sub.
Well, the ball was played in. It was chested down and it was finished with aplomb by McCabe, the lad from Dublin. 2-2 it is.
It was Illick who was able to chest it down and play it back to McCabe.
And I don't think you can fault the defence there. I think that's a great ball in, chested down by Illick, played back, and McCabe. It may have been Fondy, actually, who chested it down and played it back to McCabe, but who cares from the Louisville point of view? That's a great strike from McCabe. We're back at 2s, and again, well, brave person to predict the outcome now, Pop, with 10 minutes to go.
Flag is up on the far side.
The Roughnecks really working hard here, but, well, neither team at the moment deserves to lose. 2-2, and here's Fondy in behind the defence.
Fondy one more time.
Well done, Ryan Price.
Ryan Price off the clearance forward. Possession for Louisville. This one over the touchline, and a throw-in now coming up for the Roughnecks.
Well, I asked David Irvin, didn't I, pre-game, if he'd take a point as a weak shot comes in for Fina, and he kind of said, no, I want 3, but then he said, well, maybe. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Do you go for broke and try and get the extra 2 points, or do you say, we'll go for 2-2? The Roughnecks aren't that kind of side. They're not going to sit back, are they? They're going to keep coming at this Louisville attack and try and get the 3rd one.
Henry wins that ball in the air. Midfield. Grimes turns. Trying to link up with Cordero. Bond now. Bond to Mata. Mata here. Mata with the left. Fires a good one. Comes off of good one. Loose for just a brief moment. And Miller now to Cordero. Cordero turns to the inside. Has pressure there coming.
Strong shot there from Mata. I'm not sure Goodwin would have been too pleased with himself there. It was a strong shot. Maybe, you know, shouldn't have spilled that, but by his high standards. Here's the other keeper, Fina, but it was Christian Mata again, who maybe will get 1 or 2 chances before this game is out.
Too heavy there from Magnus. Looking for the ball forward. Ryan Price from the far touchline. Mata all the way over, along with Ballou, to try to challenge. Over the touchline, we'll have another sub now coming up for the Roughnecks. And I believe we're going to have our first opportunity to see Kidd. Yes, Christian Mata, who scored here in the 80th minute, will make his way off. And we will see Kidd come on for the Roughnecks. Kidd has 4 goals on the season. This is his 21st appearance.
I think Shanowski and Reynolds, the centre-back pairing for Louisville, would be quite pleased to see the back of Christian Mata.
All played in. Goodwin has to get a touch on it right there to tap it over the top of the crossbar. Referee pointing at the corner, so the Roughnecks now with a chance here in the 84th minute.
And now, just to add to my previous comment, they've got something else to think about now in Kidd. We know the pace that Kidd's got, so maybe one ball over the top. Here's the corner.
Here's Bond. Not enough elevation on the ball from Chad Bond. Comes back to him.
Chad Bond didn't beat the first defender as he would always like to with his corner, but he did well to trip his way into the box there, and the ball is cleared away for another throw in. Brady Ballou will take it from the right-hand side.
Long throw in from Brady. Trying to find Sammy. Played out. Shot could not get through the defenders. Bond one more time, chips it into the area. Goodwin gets a touch on it. It's free, loose. And then finally out of play. And the referee will point towards a goal kick. Become a fan of USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content.
The Roughnecks going to make another sub, which Pop will tell you about in just a few moments. But it's another opportunity. I'm just watching the replay here. Chad Bond's chip ball into the box. Keeper comes out with the defender, hits the back of Luca Cordero.
Oh, Sammy just missed.
Sammy Ochoa just looping it over the bar.
Oh, Ochoa just missed getting a piece of that one. Mason Grimes has been subbed out, and Ben Brewster
So Ryan Price has moved inside to accompany Carl Venter.
And Ben is back in his more natural position there at right back for the Roughnecks.
And I was just going to say he would have been told to defend, and there he goes sprinting up the right-hand side with Brady Ballou. That's the way the Roughnecks play.
And there he has it. Goodwin takes this one out of the air. Quickly rolls it.
High pressure from the Roughnecks, trying to win it back in the
Absolutely.
Louisville half.
Got to be careful, though, when they do. Henry, good hustle back from Mabo. Price, off the deflection. Lucky there were the Roughnecks. Goes to Kidd, now to Ballou. Ballou looking up the touch line to Brewster. Brewster now over the top. Kidd just a slow jog towards Goodwin. Knew that he would not get there in enough time.
Just going back to that substitution, you don't see many coaches pull off their centre back, do you? Now, I know he might be going on international duty, but that's a brave substitution. I know there's only 6 minutes to go, and of course we know that Brewster and Price can play in their respective positions, but David Irvin again, a brave substitution. And talking about David Irvin, we'll come back to that in a minute, Pop.
Got to be careful. Venter one more time out to Burke. Burke now. Fondy outside the 18, cuts back to the inside. Left-footed pass back in the middle. Burke showing to the outside. Has it. One little touch. Tries to play it off of Henry. Henry battling, and then Henry's taken down. So a foul there on Burke. Good job from Henry Mabo.
Just to say that Terry Rose sent in another tweet, and he says, I put it out there. I said, you know, Louisville fans, just how good do you think Tulsa are? And Terry says, and thank you, Terry, for this, Tulsa has shown to be a class side. I could stop there, Terry, but I will read out the rest of it. But you can't count out our boys. And I think that's absolutely right, Terry. You're spot on. Tulsa have played well tonight. They have proved to be a class side, but your boys are a class side too. It's been a great game of football, and it'll be a shame if one of these two sides lose, but I hope it's your side that loses, Terry. I have to be honest, because I'm wearing my orange shirt tonight in the commentary box. 2-2 it is. 3 minutes to go of normal, Pop.
4,519 on hand tonight at One Oak Field. Oh, Feener got just a piece of it. Can he get back in time?
Well, that was an interesting piece of play. Ryan Price there trying to head the ball back. In went the number 14, Illick, and then Illick dived to the ground as Feener put it away for a corner. Illick does not get a yellow card for blatantly diving in the box. I do not like to see any player booked, I hasten to add, before everybody starts tweeting me. But a strange piece of play, and the Roughnecks under a little bit of pressure here as Montano takes the corner.
Montano.
Sammy's back there defending.
Back out to Montano. Sammy closes out a throw in. Yes, there's a sniper in the building at One Oak, as Illick went down immediately in the box.
And the referee was right there and just said, right, come on, get to your feet. It's not been that kind of game. Montano is just, well, the referee's just having a little chat with his linesman. It's going to be a substitution, I think.
Oh, we just had one of the Louisville players push Henry to the ground.
And now there's a bit of nose to nose.
That was McCabe that just shoved Henry to the ground.
Montano has to leave the field. I think that's what it is, because there's a blood injury. He ran into the wall, which is Sammy Ochoa. And then Henry and McCabe just just bumping into each other. And McCabe's still chatting on there. They might be speaking a bit of Irish, bit of French. But there's certainly nose to nose there. It really has been a good game. So we don't want any shenanigans going on in the last few minutes. 2-2 it is, and back come the Roughnecks.
Cordero to Ochoa. Ochoa's going to go full 90 here. Touches the Kid. Kid now, full head of steam, got pace on it. Cuts back to the inside, right-footed shot.
Hit the defender, didn't it?
It did.
But there it is. Kid gives you something else to think about.
That poor ball there from Henry. A giveaway in the midfield. Illick turns, looks.
Good touch from Brady Ballou, and here's Ben Brewster. Doesn't care now. That one's gone.
In the 90th minute, we will see how much stoppage time. Care to take a guess?
Well, you're normally right. See, you're making me feel bad again, aren't you?
Say we're going to have 2.
Yeah.
Now, let's say 3.
I was just going to say I'll go with 3 tonight. Here it is from our 4th official.
It will be 3.
Yeah. Okay.
The amount of subs that have happened, it to add that little bit of extra time. So 3 minutes here.
3 minutes for the Roughnecks to get a winner, but also to keep the back door shut. 2-2 the score.
Played off of Fondy.
Great atmosphere inside One Oak tonight. Nobody seems to be leaving the stadium. Nobody seems to have taken their eyes off this. It's been a great, great game of football. 2-2, and it's not over yet. Here's Chad Bond.
Can they pull a Sacramento from last night? Sacramento got a goal in stoppage time. Miller to Kidd. Kidd now leads for Chad Bond. Bond looking for Ballou, cannot get it over the top of the defender. Comes back all the way almost towards midfield to Chad Bond. Dispossessed there, it's Fondy. Fondy now, and he's got a runner to the outside. Does he choose to take it? He does. Vinter trying to cut down the angle. Does, but sends it out of play. And this will be a corner now, and wow, look at McCabe.
McCabe
just going right at Fondy.
Yeah. Felt that Fondy, even though he played it to McCabe, he played the wrong ball. And it's the way the Roughnecks play. You know, Stephen Miller's a left back, and you would have thought now they would have kept a 4 back and not attacked. But no, Stephen Miller was up on the left-hand side. Credit Tulsa. They really are going for these 3 points. Under pressure, though, again, inside injury time.
Montano swings it in. Sammy Ochoa there one more time.
He's been great tonight up the field, but he's also been great as a defender, isn't he, Sammy Ochoa? He's worked really, really hard for the cause. One more chance for the Roughnecks would be great. Louisville now putting 3 men back on Kidd.
Burke with the quick throw. Feener calling for it. There's Brady Ballou and Ben Brewster.
Is there one more chance, Pop, for
maybe
the
enough
Roughnecks?
time for one more push? That may be about it.
That one from Feeney has just gone out. James O'Connor wants to get the ball back in play. His side, he feels, could win this.
Don't forget, Case and Associates is your home for the Roughnecks players when they're not on the pitch, and you can look to Case for your apartment needs. Fondy. Fondy with space. And that's a dangerous sight to see from up in our position, to see that much space in front of Matt Fondy.
Yeah, just sliced his shot wide of the target, and we've just got about a minute to play now of the 3. Roughnecks need to get this ball forward quickly, and they could do now.
Bring the ball down if they possibly can. Louisville does. Bond misses the tackle at midfield. Henry now providing pressure. Easily there from Feener, and that will end it.
Great game of football. Really good handshakes all over the field. It's been a really good, hard-fought game. 2 really, really good sides. It's ended 2-2. I think it would have been, well, obviously, you know, from the Roughnecks point of view, we wanted to win. Of course we did. But 2-2, the final score. And I think, my friend, I can say it now. I think you predicted that before the kickoff. Well done to you. But, you know, it's been a great, great game of football. Really good game for the USL League, this. 2 sides from, one from the Western Conference, one from the Eastern, going at it, hammer and tongs, 2-2. And I think the Roughnecks have come away with a point, a fully deserved, well-deserved point.
Well, and it looked like there, we'll have to chat with David Irving after this is over, but it looked like David Irving may have been just a wee bit upset about conceding that second goal there. As soon as the whistle sounded, he kind of had that look on his face like maybe he knew that one got away from the Roughnecks here at home at a One Oak Field. 2-2 is the final here tonight from a One Oak Field. And it was a goal there from McCabe to make things level at 2 after the Roughnecks had taken the lead off of the goal from Christian Mata. And David Irving will gather the troops here near midfield and have a conversation. And this team will get set to go on the road for the next 2 at Portland next weekend. Then the following weekend will be in Sacramento. And then the Roughnecks season will end on September 6th back here at One Oak. And it will be the black and gold derby with the Oklahoma City Energy coming in. Tulsa Roughnecks still in playoff position with 36 total points on the season. We'll take a timeout and come back. Thank you to those of you watching in on Louisville and on YouTube and on ESPN 1300 The Buzz. This is Tulsa Roughnecks Soccer.
The Roughnecks once again thank Two Works for You and Cox Radio for sponsoring tonight's match. The Tulsa Roughnecks